There you go.
Ray Jong, welcome back. Welcome back to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. I'm super excited to have you back on. What's new? What's going on in the world of Ray?
Hi, Brent. Good to see you again. So we just had a live event and we had so much fun. After that, I start, still mailing, nothing really new, and I just got a bunch of deals. From October last year to today, I got 199 deals. So I'm looking forward to one more from you today, hopefully.
So you want a land deal for me today?
Yes, not for expensive price though, but
Oh, yeah, yeah. I always tell my friends when they try and sell me land, I'm definitely not your buyer, and I'll sell to you, but it's going to be for retail. But I'll let you make payments. So I've got some land available for you, Ray. You can make payments on it, however you'd like. I'll even give you a discount actually for cash. So big discount
for
too,
sure.
big
I need
discount.
a 30%
Yeah,
of the land
anybody
value.
30% of the land value. We might, I don't know, maybe I could do that. If you buy, I've got about 40 lots. If you buy all of them at one time, you can have a 30% discount. But anybody listening to this too, if you're buying a piece of land for me and I'm seller financing it and allowing you to make payments, if you come with all cash, you can definitely get a discount for payoff. And we actually educate our land buyers how to do that. You can get, do you know there's 0% interest credit cards out there for like 18 months that they can get a credit card, then do a cash advance and pay us off. And they're
Mm.
paying us 12% interest. Then they get a 10% discount from us for paying off early. And then they get 0% for 18 months. It's almost like a no brainer for some of our land buyers to do that when we educate them how to do that.
What kind of credit card is that?
Capital One will do it. Depends on your credit history, obviously. You got to have a pretty decent credit card, but a lot of these credit cards
Mm.
will do 0% interest for like 18 months.
Oh wow, that's
So
awesome.
Capital One's been a big one. I've seen MasterCard do it, which I believe MasterCard is uh, partnered with Capital One. Business Spark card is one that I used when I started my business. They gave me a card. I think I have a $40,000 limit, and it was zero
Mm.
percent interest if I transferred a balance, which I didn't. But I thought that was pretty cool to give me a $40,000 limit. So
That's
anybody
amazing.
interested in that, you can check that out.
Yeah, check it out. Whatever you say, I'll do it. I just bought the book you suggest. Invest in Debt. That's
Oh
the most
yeah,
expensive book I ever bought. $20.
yeah,
And I start to Yeah, here you go. I start
yeah.
to learn about how to use a financial calculator. I didn't graduate from college, so that was a big learning thing for
Yeah.
me.
My kids asked me how many years of college I did. I'm pretty sure I did like 9 years. They're like, "Oh, you're a doctor." And I was like, "No, not really. I barely got a BA in psychology." But and the BA is easier than a BS, by the way, for anybody that's not sure about that. So yeah, you don't need a college degree to do this. But yeah, that Invest in Debt by Jimmy Napier. It kind of was expensive. I think you got a better deal on that book than I did. I paid I think $30, so you must have found a better deal, and it was hard to find actually. But
Yeah.
great book. I love creating notes. I don't want to buy notes. I like to create a note by selling a piece of land on seller financing. But so this is Ray's. Anybody listening to this, Rhino Nation? This is Ray's second time on the
Third time.
wholesaling. Third time. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. I didn't know that. No. So Brent Daniels must have interviewed you,
No,
and
you
I've
did.
interviewed.
You did two times.
This is the third time I'm interviewing you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is third time's a charm. This is going to be the best one out of all of them. For anybody that hasn't heard your story, Ray, kind of give us a little bit about like your background, where you came from. I know you're not originally from the United States, right?
Yeah, I came to the country about 12 years ago. Speak very little English. I still do a little bit more right now, but um, came from China with nothing, about $5,000. But I started to live in the car for a couple months. And then I was like, I don't want to stay this way because I live very comfortable in China. So I start to flip free stuff. I grab the free stuff online on the curbside. That's why I love the United States, right? Everybody gave up free stuff. So I start to flip them. I got some initial capital and I start to invest in cars. I still do to this day, but not too many. When I hit about 30 grand a month flipping cars, I started to do land flipping about 5 years ago. That's when my time in my work has been sufficiently and significantly reduced. And I do land flipping nationwide right now, specifically infill lots.
Yeah, and you dropped a little bombshell there. You have done almost 200 land deals in the past. Sounds like almost like 8 months, if I'm doing the math correctly.
Absolutely. Yeah, from October last year.
Wow, wow. What is the secret? And you so actually you kind of left some things out too. I mean, I understand you were homeless at one time too, and it was I assume in the United States.
In Hawaii. So if you ever want to go homeless, go to Hawaii first. That's a better place, you know. And but the secret is this. So first of all, you need to surround yourself with the right people. And actually, I started mailing a whole bunch from October last year because I met you on the event in September. We met again, and he told me how many deals you have done. I met some other land flipper, and they told me how many mailers they mail out. I was like, I really need to do better. So you have right people to inspire you, not like the the life has to kick you in the butt, and then you have to move. That's a different kind of inspiration. So you get inspired by the right people, and you do the right actions, and make sure the actions are massive. I mailed so many mailers. I believe quantity over quality. So I mailed so many mailers, that's how many deals I got.
Yeah, and you mail a lot more than I do, Ray, which is inspiring, even for me. To take more massive, imperfect action. Um, my immediate thought is the amount of mail and the amount of deals that you are doing is like, wow, how do you keep up with it? I mean, do you ever make any mistakes? Is there any advice that you have for someone that's just kind of getting started? Like, how do they avoid those mistakes? Or, I mean, I want to talk about one of the mistakes that you've made on one of these. I mean, have you made any mistakes on these almost 200 land deals you've done?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we first started, we always have, I think, two things block our success. The first one is um, we kind of dive into a lot of different programs. We want to do all this program. I want to learn everything, and then I can start doing. That's a major mistake. So you just have to maybe follow one guy and buy one program and do whatever exactly he said, and don't really learn a whole bunch. Do more than what you learn. So that's the first mistake. The second mistake I think people do is they have a mindset of not committing. So I think whatever niche, even you hire the worst mentor on the earth, you can have awesome, amazing results. And you can see, me and you are in the coaching business. There are some coaches don't really do deals, right? They just teach the
Hmm.
knowledge online, but they still have a lot of successful students. Why? Because those students are very committed.
Yeah.
So, what is commitment? Commitment means you will do everything in your spare time to sacrifice for this specific business you're into. So let's say land flipping, and people has excuse, I don't have money for mailers. Then fine, go grab free stuff and sell them. I have a student earning about 6,000 a month just flipping free stuff. There's no capital invested ever. She just grabbed all the furnitures from online and she sell it, and
Or you can
her,
start in your garage. I
yeah.
just so the other day I cleaned out my garage and it filled two garbage cans and the back of my truck. And a lot of the stuff I gave away for free. And I was thinking to myself, like, goodness gracious, this is where people can find extra money. And
Absolutely.
it's just the garage. And then I have a huge area above the garage. We call it our attic. And there's things up there. So that's a great point. Like if you don't have money for mailing right now or marketing, sell some stuff. Cancel Netflix, cancel Hulu, cancel Prime, and all these other garbage. I was
Right.
surfing. So this morning I was going through my subscriptions on my iPhone because I just signed up for Evernote because I've got filing cabinets and I hate them. I'm like, why are we not using Evernote? So it's like $3.99 a week, something like that, $4.99 a week. And I looked at these subscriptions that I'm no longer using in my phone, charging me like these little, we call them phantom charges. So that right there, I canceled a few of those. One of them was like $137 a year. I was like, well, there we go. I have one less expense. That can go towards letters or marketing or pay-per-click ads. By the way, hey, this is a little sneak peek. We just launched pay-per-click ads with Wholesaling Inc. We have an amazing guy down there that's helping me do this. I have spent 50, actually, I'm getting right now $50 a conversion per land lead. So we spent about $150 so far, three leads so far. I don't know if
Oh,
there
wow.
any of them are deals. We're still going through them, but there's the money I just saved on my subscriptions. I just spent it on pay-per-click ads to get land sellers, wanting to sell me their land. So I love that. The two mistakes: do not
Yeah.
learn, but do.
Yeah, and the commitment is huge, and the America is formed by a whole bunch of committed people, and you can see the people who signed the paper of liberty. I don't know exact clearance. What is it called? Anyways, so there are like 10 plus people sign on the paper, and if the United States failed, they're gonna be crucified.
Yeah,
So that's
they were
a kind of
signing their life
commitment.
away.
Yeah, that's a commitment we need, and that's a commitment every family needs.
I love that. That's powerful. So I just got out of a 8-week course, which was a coaching course, a program. I'm always taking courses and programs, and I noticed. And by the way, I have a fitness coach and a business coach and all these coaches. And sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, it's just another course, another program. And I get it. We're all guilty of that. But this 8-week program, I really took it serious because it was a lot of money. And I wanted to make that change in my life. And it's been incredible. I noticed I was in there with 8 other guys and they were like picking and choosing the things they wanted to do, like it's a la carte or a buffet. And I literally did everything they said from A to Z. It was simple, but very
Mm.
easy not to do. I was like, well, I don't really know if this is going to work, but I have blind faith and I'm committed. I'm not here to learn, I'm here to do. Kind of there's two things you just said, and I had phenomenal results
Mm.
because I trusted the coach, I trusted the program, and I was like, what's the worst that can happen? Like I just did it. And I noticed the guys were getting subpar results. Some of them were getting no results whatsoever. But again, they were picking and choosing the action items, and I was just doing all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the course called?
It's called The Powerful Man. The Powerful Man. It's a program on improving my marriage. So I wanted the best marriage. I don't just want any
All right.
marriage. I wanted the absolute best marriage. I wanted to be the best father. I wanted to be the best husband. Where I thought I was. I was going, to work every day and making a bunch of money. But, sometimes our marriages suffer, or sometimes our relationships with our children suffer. So I went full hard into this, and I'm standing proof here to say, like, my marriage is incredible right now. And forever, hopefully, I just keep doing the work, as well as the relationship with my children. Powerful, very powerful. So I found it called The Powerful Man.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. That's amazing.
But yeah, that's exactly what you just said. That people make two mistakes. They don't take action. They're in education mode. They hire another coach. And I see that all the time. People talk bad about these other programs out there. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the program. Well, it kind of does matter with the program and the coach, but you can, like, there's nothing Really what we do is we give people permission and confidence. We show them the steps of how to, and you're a coach too, right, Ray? Like you coach
Yeah.
people, I coach people. We just held an event in St. Louis, Missouri with Joe McCall. And we've got a podcast coming out about that. But we really were just inspiring people to do things. And your story inspires me too, because it's like you came from another country, got kicked out of college, then you were homeless. You just kept just taking action. I just hear action, 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 action.
I guess there is a way you can force yourself to take action, because when we living in the very comfortable life, it's good to be inspired, but you're not forced to do something. So, if I look back on my life, all the big good turning point of my life is when I choose to just change and then commit first and change right away, and then the environment will kind of force me to act. For example, I was in Hawaii making about 50 grand a month flipping cars. I mean, 50 grand a month is very comfortable for me in Hawaii. But I forced myself, and my wife, we told my wife we're going to move to Florida. And everybody think I'm kind of crazy. I really think I'm crazy too. But if I move to Florida, we don't have any income because I don't flip cars in Florida. How can I survive? So I just told myself I'm gonna make this land flipping business work. So if you do that first, and the environment will force you to do. And the event we had, it was my first really stand up teaching people or sharing my stories. I was kind of nervous, but I was on that spot. I cannot just say, "Hey, I'm gonna just sit down and I'm nervous. I cannot do this anymore." I just have to do it. So you force yourself to do it, and that's how your life change.
Yeah, man, that's incredible. And I don't want to blow past this. I mean, you made a huge, like, it was the Declaration of Independence. John Hancock,
There you go.
and then later on the Bill of Rights. I think it was signed in 1776, July 4th. But yeah, those guys made such a massive commitment that their lives depended on it. So yeah, going back to just again standing up in front of people, teaching people, it's a little nerve wracking. It's a little scary. When I first became one of the hosts on this podcast, I was super nervous, and I was interviewing people that I had taught how to do land deals, and I was nervous interviewing them. Why? I don't know. But we just got to do things that make us uncomfortable. Tim Ferriss talks about it in the 4-Hour Work Week. The comfort challenge, doing something every single day that's uncomfortable. And that's what it is in real estate, as these actions. People sign up for the Land Sharks program or the virtual flip land program. They can find you on virtual flip land on Instagram. But they start asking us all these questions about, how do I sell these land deals? Do I get the contracts? What about this state? Is it illegal to wholesale in South Carolina or North Carolina? But here's the thing. They're thinking too far forward. They're worried about, it's like I'm going to drive from, just call it Orlando to Jacksonville. I'm asking, what's the traffic like in Jacksonville? Who cares? Let's worry about Orlando first. Let's worry about Orlando. So it's people that really, you got to think about, how are you going to get in front of that landowner? Let's find you a land deal first. Okay, let's talk about how to pick a market first. Let's pick a market and let's start getting in front of landowners today. Let's get a land deal, and then we'll worry about how to get it under contract next. And then how to sell that contract or assign that contract or wholesale that contract, or maybe we got to buy it and double close on it. And then we'll worry about the lender. It's all a process, a step by step process. I can't start teaching a preschooler algebra until I show them how to figure out shapes and count to 10, do their ABCs, all these things. But people are worried about, like, so far forward, or what's the tax implications on this going to be? Well, how about you make some money before you worry about paying taxes? I mean, it's good things to have in mind, but you can't know everything. There's a reason why we had 12 grades, first through 12th, and then college. It's like, it's a stepping stone process.
Absolutely. And I think the reason why people want to know everything is because they want to feel comfortable, or another way, they try to avoid the pain. However, the pain typically, or the uncomfortable, typically means progress. And I tell people all the time, when you negotiate with the seller, you feel like the conversation goes really smooth. It's really comfortable conversation. I feel good about it. That's must be an indicator you did something wrong, not right. So when you negotiate with the seller, it has to feel like uncomfortable. It has to feel like the pain. The seller tell you, Ray, I'm firm on 90,000. You tell them I can only do three. So that's kind of a pain, right?
So a little
And
bit of uncertainty.
right, uncertainty. Yeah, and you see this all the time. People who really couldn't let go of their job, they just look for certainty because every single month I have this paycheck coming. But you own your own business, there's no certainty. You wake up, what's going to happen today? You never know. And how many deals you're going to have? I don't know. Maybe zero, maybe 10,
Yeah.
right? But the reward is much better.
Tell you what, I worked some very, very long hours in the military, but I would say I work a lot harder now that I haven't had a job since 2018. So what's that, almost 6 years now, May 2018. I haven't had a real job in 6 years, but I work hard. My day is usually from about 10 to 3, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. But I pack it in. I work hard and I'm very efficient with my time, and I have a very small team. But when you have that monthly paycheck coming in every month, you screw around. You can screw around a little bit, but now it's like that I'm completely, you know, in business full time. I don't mess around, and I want to have short work days, and sometimes I take Mondays and Fridays off as well as Saturday and Sunday. But I think I work harder now as a full time entrepreneur than I did as a W-2 employee.
That's a perfect example of you putting yourself in that time frame. Even though it's 10 to 3, it's only 5 hours. But there was a day that you told yourself, "That's it. I'm just gonna work from 10 to 3." That's your commitment, and then you can see your life changed a lot because you told yourself to only work in that 5 hours, and the other time maybe you devote to your family. And in that 5 hours, you do a lot more than what you did in 10 hours, maybe.
Oh yeah, by far. It's a thing called Parkinson's law. We
Right.
only give the allotted task a certain amount of time frame, because then we'll have to hyper focus. Like the emails are turned off, the voice, the phone calls are muted, and I'm going to focus on what's most important today. Well, let's talk about some more, like the mistakes of not doing commitments. What's how can someone get started doing what you do, Ray? Because I mean, you make a bunch of money doing land deals.
Mm.
What's the easiest way for someone to get started, or maybe not even the easiest way? Maybe like what's the best way for someone to get results really quickly?
I think first of all, you have to decide which way you want to go. Me and Brent and Joe, we have 2 days live event, so we talk about different strategies. So I buy and sell infilas, and Brent is very big on monthly income, cash flowing, and you can buy land sell on terms. And Joe is doing rural land, which is the land kind of outside the city. First of all, you have to decide which way you want to go first. And there's other people teaching about how to subdivide land. They
Hmm.
they're making a lot of money too. They buy a land for like $2 million and subdivide them and double their money. So let's say this way is what you want to do. And second step is to find the best coach who is thriving in that business. And this is what I would do. I would just pay their highest coaching program and have him teach me. I don't want to watch a whole bunch of videos. And then, do exactly what they said, and just turn off your brain for a bit, get your hands on. Don't think too much, do more. and you'll see the results, and have blind faith, because the first deal is the hardest. You always think, oh, is this thing going to work? I'm going to try it out to see if it works. You just have to have faith it works, because he's doing it, and I do the same thing. Why can't I have a deal? And once you have the first land deal, um, everything else could be very easy. And in terms of the cost, I would utilize my spare time. I would maybe drive Ubers, right? And at night, I would sell all my furniture. I sell my TV, and I have extra money. Like you said, I cancel all the subscriptions. I have more money, and I can do this business. That's a commitment you have. And once you combine the commitment with the skill, there's nothing you cannot achieve.
Yeah, I like that. I'm standing right now while I'm doing this podcast. I don't need a chair to sit on. I could sell these chairs if need be to get marketing
Sure.
money. I think that's. Do you think it's a why? Do you think people just need a big enough why to do this? Because I always ask people, why now? What's changed? Why are you ready to take action today? What in your life has changed? Because we need a big why for certain things.
Right. I think we do. For me is I'm just always excited for the new things. And I remember when I was a child, um, I had to hold on something to feel happy every single day. There's something I got to have in mind or in my hand, so I can be able to look forward to the day. So for me, it's just another land deal. That's my wife. If you have a big family, you have a lot of children to feed. Everybody has their different whys, right? And maybe you're tired of your corporate job, and maybe you think your job is stable, but maybe someday the company will go bankrupt. So I never know.
Yeah, a huge question is if life looks exactly the same 1 year from now, exactly 12 months from now, are you okay with that? If not,
Absolutely.
what are you going to do today about it? It's small, it's stacking up the small wins. We build our courses on small wins. A wholesaling Inc. course, I'm pretty sure you kind of do the same thing with your program, Ray. Is today the small win is picking what type of land deals you want to do. Is it recreational? Is it infill lot? Do you want to subdivide? Maybe start with the simple stuff before you go into subdivides. I don't do a lot of subdivides, by the way. I like
True.
to keep it simple. I want to be paid quickly on these land deals.
True.
Will we do one subdivide? Maybe, yeah, maybe one a year. Those make a lot of money. They really do. And then once you pick what the kind of land deal you want to do, let's pick the market. Let's find a market where land's selling. And then let's price it out. Let's see what it's selling for. And then let's start sending some letters. It could be a simple letter. It's like the tribe postcard, the Wholesaling Inc. tribe postcard. Just go to thelandsharks.com/postcard and get it. Do you have a mailer that you like using, Ray, to get in front of
Yeah,
landowners?
I have a 2-page offer letter, and they can just reach me at Instagram. I'll send to them. And
Virtual flip land on Instagram.
absolutely, and to continue your thought, and my life was changed when I heard a very rich guy in China. He told me this. He said, there are two kind of people in the world. There's first kind of people live their whole life as if it's just a day, because it just keep repeating, and you can see 30 years later you're still doing the same thing. So they live their whole life as if it's just a day. And there's some people live a day as if there's a whole life.
Yeah.
So they in their one day they experience everything: happiness, sadness, or even angry. So they every single day is different, and it's amazing life they live. So that's when I decide I don't want to just go find a job and you know kind of like going to prison.
Yeah, I don't want to live the same life for 30 years. That sounds really boring. I'd rather experience it all. Like today, we've got plans to go to the beach. Like we're going to the beach a little later. Like it's a great day. So love it, Ray. Man, I can't believe we spent this long already. Let's wrap it up. What would you say is one of your biggest, actually, two things. What's your best land deal you've ever done? And
Um,
then we'll end it with one of your gold nuggets.
I think it's in process. I bought it for 60,000. It's in Arizona. We might have a potential offer for 190,000. So I didn't do nothing with the land. And the realtor posted for sale. It just can be sold like that.
So you bought a piece of land for 60,000 and you have an offer for 190,000?
Correct.
How much money are you going to make on that?
About 130.
$130,000. Here we go. Got the victory bell warmed up for you. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. I went there too.
130,000. Yeah, I see it in the background. It looks beautiful. Yours is connected to the wall, so it probably sounds better than mine. I move it all over the place. I just took this thing to Missouri. Man, $130,000 on a land deal that you don't have to do anything to. I mean, how do you sleep at night? Like, what gives you the right to make that much money?
Yeah, it's hard to get sleep. That's why I sleep so little. I'm just so excited about life.
I love it,
Yeah.
man. Well, what's your final words, parting advice for someone that's like struggling? Like, do I take action? I don't know. Ray seems really smart. I can never do what Ray does. Like, what advice would you tell someone like that?
Yeah, the most response I get from the seller whenever I call them is either, can you say that again? Or pardon? Or excuse me? Or what did you just said? Because my accent, right? So if I can do that, and you can definitely do it. I mean, there's not like some special power I have. I just do a lot. And when I talk to people, and sometimes they don't even get it. What the hell is Ray talking about? So they ask for me to say that again. Um, but if I can do it, everybody can. There's
I
no
like
doubt
that.
about it.
I think I need to slow down a little bit when I'm on the phone with sellers and maybe match them a little better. Because that's a good point. I think your accent really helps you. And if you're listening to this, Rhino Nation, and you're like, I don't know if my accent hurts me or helps me, it will help you. You use
Okay.
that to your advantage because I have to listen a little bit more intently. Like I got to physically listen to what you're saying sometimes because obviously we have different accents here. That I think that's a really good advantage that you have.
Absolutely. And you will get a lot of rejections. And, it's a lot of sellers ask me, Ray, you sound like a Chinese. Are you buying land for China government? I was like, sure, I am. Yeah. Your land is so special. The Chinese government want to build a building on it, right? So, uh, but just have fun, right? So when you face rejections, and that reveals who you really are. Some people just give up. Some people feel offended. Some people feel like, okay, I don't want to be criticized all day long. On my job, at least everybody respect me, right? But respect don't give you money. You just have to face the rejections. And there's a book about it. It's called Go for a No.
Oh, I love
Um,
that book. Love it. Time for me to
yeah,
read it again.
yeah. So no is the fastest way to get a yes, right? So that's how you need to do it.
All right, Rhino Nation, you have it. Go read the book. Go for no. You should be going for no every single day. I already got a no today, by the way. I'll leave it to everyone's imagination what the no was. I need a few more before the end of the day because if you get at least 5 no's a day, you're probably making pretty good money. Rhino Nation, you have it. Go out there and don't make the mistakes that Ray talks about. Do not learn, but do, and then fully commit as if your life depended on it because it might. It might. I want you to keep taking action. I want you to go to wholesalinginc.com/land. That's wholesalinginc.com/land and fill out an application. Schedule that call. I will be calling you and reaching out. But here's the thing: like, be prepared to take action because when I call, it's go time. We're gonna talk about your real estate investing goals, what you're looking to accomplish, and if we feel like it's a good fit, we might do some business together. And you can also get in touch with Ray by going to landflipinc.com. That's landflipinc.com, just like wholesalinginc.com. I love it.
Yeah.
Ray, thanks for being a go-giver. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Brent.
God bless.